Have you ever spent hours studying only to forget almost everything a few days later? If that sounds familiar, the problem probably isn't your intelligence. It's that your brain doesn't learn the way most people think it does. Every single thing you've ever learned, from walking to speaking to riding a bike, started with one tiny moment. You paid attention. The moment your attention drifts, your brain stops treating information as something important. Imagine trying to write in a notebook while someone keeps ripping out the pages. That's what distraction does. Your brain never gets the chance to properly store what you're trying to learn. But attention alone isn't enough. The moment you first learn something, your brain creates tiny new connections between neurons. At first, those connections are incredibly fragile, like a narrow dirt path through a forest. Walk it once and it almost disappears. Walk it again and the path becomes easier to follow. Eventually, it turns into a road. This is why simply reading something once almost never works. The connection is just too weak. So most people read the chapter again, then maybe highlight half the page. It feels productive, but here's the surprising part. Your brain doesn't become stronger by seeing information. It becomes stronger by trying to remember it. Every time you close the book and force yourself to recall what you just learned, your brain has to search for that pathway. If it finds it, the pathway becomes stronger. If it struggles, that's not failure, that's learning happening. This is why quizzes, practice questions, flashcards, and explaining a concept without looking at your notes are some of the most effective ways to study. They force your brain to retrieve information instead of simply recognizing it. But even remembering something isn't the final goal. Imagine trying to learn basketball by only reading the rule book, or becoming a pianist without ever touching a piano. Sounds ridiculous, yet that's exactly how many people study. Real learning happens when knowledge becomes action. If you're learning mathematics, solve problems. Learning a language, speak it. Learning to code, build something. The brain strengthens the skills it actually uses, not just the information it sees. Then, something incredible happens. You go to sleep. Even though it feels like you're doing nothing, your brain is still working. During sleep, recently formed memories are stabilized and reorganized, making them easier to access later. It's one of the reasons pulling an all-nighter often leaves you remembering less, not more. Learning doesn't stop when you close the book. Sometimes, the most important part happens after you put it away. So the next time you sit down to study, remember this. Focus first. Challenge your memory instead of rereading. Practice the skill, don't just observe it. And don't sacrifice sleep to squeeze in one more hour. Because learning isn't about how long you study, it's about how your brain learns. And once you understand that, everything changes.